Hello, hope you're doing well. Really quick little video here. This is in order to answer a question that I stumbled across. Mr. Bill had a really cool video which he was describing lots of sound design techniques, and he was talking about how to increase loudness and the audibility of sub basses in the mix. So if you start off with just a sine wave, that has zero additional harmonics. You've got just your fundamental frequency. Doesn't really cut through the mix very well, particularly if you've got pretty crappy speakers. So he came up with a little trick that he described in which you add some harmonics to the standard sine wave, and he then added that those harmonics using operator. So in this instance of operator here, I've got a single frequency. Let me just turn that down a second. Single I'll try and speak in English. A single sine wave, as you can see on this oscilloscope here. Obviously, if you're listening on your phone, you might not hear this, or if you've not got decent headphones, they might not pick up the frequencies. But basic sine wave. So what he did was he put operator into a parallel mode. So if I click on the algorithms that you've got here, this is full frequency modulation. So each oscillator is feeding into the next. So everything is modulating all the oscillators there. The algorithm that he picked is this last one here, in which all of the oscillators are just feeding by themselves into the mixer and they're not being modulated at all. So you've got a sine wave here, and then on the second oscillator, he chose a third harmonic and just turned the volume up very slightly. And what he also did was adjusted the phase of that oscillator. And in that way, if you look at the wave on the oscilloscope, you can see it's slightly fatter. If I turn that down again, you go to a sine wave. As you fatten that out, you get a perceived loudness increase because the wave is at its highest extent for a longer period of time. So that cuts through the mix. Now, getting to what I was trying to, how can we do this on Serum? The question came up. Well, Serum, again, quite easily you can have a single oscillator, sine wave, using this oscilloscope. If you pick oscillator B, you have a waveform called harmonic series, which similarly to increasing that harmonic number up to 3, you've got wavetable positions. Third position here is another harmonic, and you've got a phase control here. So we can achieve much the same thing. And we adjust the phase, you can balance that out, and of course you can change the level as well. So that's just a really quick way if you want to achieve what Mr. Bill suggested, which is fatten up your sub basses with some harmonics. That's one way of doing it. And I hope that's been helpful. Cheers.